a winter weather advisory. And the latest on this is the Devil's Lake Basin has been dropped from the advisory. Visibility has been a little bit better here, but we're still in the thick of things right in the heart of the Red River Valley. That advisory in effect until noon today, with the potential for some wind gusts even up to 50 miles per hour still as we are working our way through the morning. Now, just because the blizzard warning was dropped doesn't mean that suddenly things are better. We are looking at some tough conditions out there, just that we're not quite meeting that blizzard warning criteria, which is very specific as far as the duration of low visibility and just how low that visibility is. So still dealing with trouble, and we've got a wind advisory in the James River Valley still in effect as well. So speaking of that wind, we've got these gusts into the 30s, 40s, even some 50s out there. 49-mile-per-hour gust in Sisseton, 40 in Grand Forks. We're looking at 38 in Fargo, 40 in Detroit Lakes. So some strong wind gusts happening here as we make our way through the morning. And of course, this wind coming in out of the northwest now, and that's going to really start to create some cold temperatures and wind chills for us as the day continues. So be ready for the cold once the blowing snow threat starts to ease up. Speaking of, visibility is down to a half mile in Crookston. That's one of our lowest reports of visibility. Fargo's at 2 miles. It's 3 in Grand Forks, and we're at 1 to 1.5 miles between Monoman and the Detroit Lakes area. So again, some struggles with visibility, especially along the Red River and points east with the blowing and drifting snow. Here's a look at the latest radar. We are watching the main part of this system move on. Some blowing snow showing up in the radar there in the heart of the Red River Valley. And this low will just kind of continue moving eastward with that cold front again continuing to drive south and that much chillier air filling in behind it. So right now we've got this jumpy camera here in Fargo in the wind on our tower. It's been really rocking. And we're looking at temperatures that are really dropping too. We're at 15 degrees in Fargo. Midnight last night we were at 34. And that's created some complications with some melting and refreezing that we'll be talking about this morning. Grand Forks is at 14 degrees. And today, that morning drive going to be really tough in a lot of spots. This afternoon, it's the wind chills that's going to be an issue. Still a little bit of drifting snow, but the wind won't be as intense heading into this afternoon and evening. So a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to travel. But the Arctic air is on the way. So we're going to have more details on that to come as well.
Bracing ourselves for the Arctic air. All right, a lot going on outside. Thank you for that, Lisa. We know that's going to impact our morning commute as well. Let's head on over to Jordan for our road report this morning.
Yeah, we have to brace ourselves for some nasty weather, road conditions, with this weather that we are seeing this morning. However, we have seen one little bit of improvement here in the state of North Dakota. One less county is now in no travel advised. However, there is still no travel advised in the counties of Pembina, Walsh, Grand Forks, and then Trail County used to be in the no travel advisory. Now it's just in the travel alert, so conditions improving in Trail County. However, Steele and Griggs both still in a no travel advisory, along with Nelson County, and then that goes back up on the side of Walsh Pembina. So the upper northeastern portion of North Dakota is in a no travel advisory that does include the city of Grand Forks this morning, likely why the university there is opening late today. The rest of our region from the Bismarck-Mandan line to the east here is in a travel alert. That means conditions are dicey, they can change quickly, and you need to be careful. That includes Jamestown, Valley City, Fargo, West Fargo, and Devil's Lake. Taking a look at the interstate along those areas, I-94 basically fully ice covered from Bismarck all the way to Fargo. Looking in the metro here, though, it actually looks like we have some frost on those roads. However, I drove the interstate in town today. It was pretty nasty out there. In Minnesota, this is rare for the Minnesota DOT. They generally don't do this, but they have issued a no travel advisory for parts of northwestern Minnesota, specifically East Grand Forks, Crookston, and Ada. Around those areas, they're saying you should not be on the roads. The rest of the state of Minnesota, you see all these pink lines, that means full coverage. Near Ashby this morning, already 2 crashes on the interstate there, so you need to be careful. We'll keep you updated on these conditions throughout the morning as we go right here on the Valley today. Ashlyn?
All right, thank you for that update, Jordan. We continue live team coverage right now with a live look out on the streets of the FM Metro. That's where we find the Valley Today's Nashay Taylor. She is driving this morning, giving us a real-time look at those travel conditions. Good morning, Nashay.
Good morning, Jordan and Ashlyn. Right now I'm in downtown Fargo near Fargo City Hall. Snowplows have been out. They've been busy this morning. As you can see, the roads have been plowed. But one thing you can also see once you're in town, there's still that one little layer of snow on top of some of these roads, which can still cause some trouble for some folks. Also, like some spots that folks want to keep an eye out on is because of the snow and the plowing. There are certain areas on the corners where there there's piles of snow that you can kind of get stuck in as you're making right turns. So you want to make sure you look out for those. But the roads are pretty clear here, right here in downtown Fargo. But as I mentioned, there's still that small layer of snow that you can kind of see right there. And, you know, that could also impact your stopping range. So you want to make sure you're taking your time and slowing down no matter where you are in Fargo or in the FM Metro area. So reporting live in Fargo, Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
Yeah, many roadways coated already, and we know that blowing snow and that wind really going to pick up. Thank you so much for a live look at what you're dealing with out on the roadways, Nishay.
Yeah, it is.